as a warning. So then up here we've got decor, these little ornaments. Here are these little ornaments. You can see how you usually would hang them. These I need to find a place for. I think I'll probably try them on my dresser. I still need to fix up my dresser over that way because my dresser still has the majority of my plants on it because I'm doing some dusting and some cleaning, a continuation from some of the stuff that I've been doing, like on and off, getting my life in order. But this also, you can see like dust flying because I've been dusting a lot. And I use Swiffer dusters, but I swear to God, those things don't work as well as they say. They work better than any other duster, but they don't work as well as they say they do, which I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, but that is kind of why things might be a little bit out of kilter. But this shelf, like if I remove these, three little golden houses, that is how this shelf pretty much looks. There's a couple of my old art projects. Here we go. There's a couple of my old art projects when I was a kid, and a couple of other decorations, and then there's the books I got. There's the books up at the top, But this shelf is probably my favorite. First of all, we have my gong in the back, and my gong I absolutely love. It's fantastic. It's very relaxing, and it's also just pretty. I always like to I don't hit it often because like I don't have much of a need to, but I do just like to get just a little ding every now and again, especially when I'm doing all this cleaning. Oh God. I am trying to loop a tiny black string back on a black background onto a black frame. There we go. There we are. So then I also have, you can't really see it, but what I'm touching right here is just a tiny little decorative globe. I have a better globe in my other room. This one is just sort of like a decor piece. Then, of course, I have not an unhealthy obsession with pop figures, but it is also not a healthy obsession with them. These are all of my Eevee pop figures. There's an Alolan Vulpix right here. Of course, a Sylveon plush. That is the smaller version of the giant one that I have. And then there's a little Lucario plush here, along with a mini pop Lucario. There's Flareon, there's Jolteon, Glaceon. Sylveon is, of course, front and center. Can you tell that Sylveon is my favorite Pokemon? There's Vaporeon, a regular old Eevee, and then you can see I've got a Baby Yoda. Right here, and then I also have an Ahsoka second shelf from the bottom, there's nothing, really. And then this other shelf that's further down, this other shelf that's further down is where I have all of, and let's see, can I grab one that's not going to be too difficult to put back in? There we go, there we go, there we go. I have all of my D&D books. I have all of my, you can see the ring light. I have all of my D&D books, and like D&D adjacent books. I have a couple Pathfinder books down there, and I also have Monster of the Week down there. I also have Monster of the Week down there. So this is kind of one corner of my room, one corner of my room. This bookshelf is quite a new addition. It's probably only about a year old, I would say, maybe even less than that. And it's a godsend. I don't know where I kept all of my stuff before this, especially because the amount of books that I have purchased in the last little bit has ballooned quite heavily. So it's good to have like a place to store them. And then of course it's in my bedroom, so then I can find ways to sort of creatively store some of the nicer books. And then the D&D books were getting out of hand too. So it's good to just have a shelf dedicated to them. Just a dedicated shelf for them. But yeah, so this is this corner of my room. While I tap on this guy just a little bit more, I'm going to shift you around. You can see if I tilt the camera up, I've got some little Christmas ornaments hanging from my closet frame. Just because I have trouble putting away my favorite Christmas ornaments. Here you can see my not very well organized closet. Well, that's a lie. I recently redid the whole sort of organization of it, and I think I'm happy with where it's at, because it goes anything blue-green. Okay, first of all, it goes like jackets and hoodies, like light jackets and hoodies go in sort of the back corner. Then we have blue and green short sleeves. Then we have, and they've gotten slightly mixed up, just because I've gotten some new shirts, but then I have like blue long sleeves with like hoodies and stuff like that. And then it goes into, and then you can see here, this green should be further over. Same thing with these two blues right here. You can tell that I have a preferred color palette. No, it is a lot of blue, black, gray, and green, and just like a tiny bit of burgundy here and there. That's just because I enjoy darker colors, more muted colors in my wardrobe. Just as a rule, like not for any reason, but like I don't particularly like to wear red, although I do every now and again, but not out. And I also don't like really loud, like yellows. I will wear peach every now and again. And of course, like I said, there's some burgundies here and there, and some bright blues, of course. My button-ups are where I get a little bit more fancy, but it still stays in with that core sort of color scheme. But then I have all of the black long sleeves, some of the burgundy long sleeves, and then again, there are a few things here that I've gotten mixed in that should be over this side a little bit more. And then of course the gray and the black long or short sleeves, undershirts right here, all of the dress pants that need hanging, and then I have, there we go, I have all of the button-up style things over here, and then back here, just like some other, like a couple of Lululemon shirts, but I wear a couple of other light jackets and hoodies, and things that don't necessarily fit into those categories. Some older, like maybe athletic shirts as well, and stuff like that. I probably could, just thinking about it, I probably could go because I love all of my clothes, but there are just some things that I don't wear, and literally the only thing that's holding me back from donating them is the fact that I'm like, I might need it, but I might need it. I never do. I never wear it. They fit for the most part, but it's just that I never like truly end up wearing them. I realize I forgot to keep tapping on this. So that is part one of, I would say, a fairly short room tour. I'm gonna get my dresser and my night table back in like the right order. But yeah, they're very out of order is probably the best way to put it right now. But I quite enjoy the setup that I have. My bed is facing, like I sleep, my pillows are on the opposite side of the room from me right now. So, but I used to have it so that my bed was actually like my pillows, my head was resting underneath the window, and my legs were pointing towards my dresser, which was great for this side of the room because it gave a lot of space on this side of the room. The only thing is that with the bookshelf, it wouldn't work anymore, and then also my dressers didn't have nearly enough space on them. So there's a couple little things to kind of work out, but I think I've got it how I'll have it. The only thing is that my walls are fairly bare, and that's kind of the only thing which I need to kind of rectify, but I have trouble putting things on walls because it feels so permanent, and it's also kind of nerve-wracking doing it because I want it to look good. I know it'll be fine, but like I always have those little anxieties here and there, which I'm not going to fault myself for. But I think I'm going to move on now. The next part of the room tour is really going to focus on plants because that's really the only interesting thing in my room other than my bookshelf and things like that, because my dresser, they are just home to clothing and socks and stuff like that. And then my night table, which is also kind of boring, but I'll show you. Why not? But yeah, I think that's everything that I thought to say. Like I said, this is kind of the 1,000 subscriber, 1,250 subscriber special thing. But I'll see you in a second. 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 So it is very much a different time of day. But in my defense, I got very distracted, which happens quite often, but never we mind. Never you mind. So anyway, that's why it's a tiny bit darker. I wanted to try with the overhead light. Not happening. That is not a good look. But this is kind of well, of course, the door to my room. Just behind me is like my clothes hamper, and like I hang towels and my belt there. It's not incredibly interesting, to be honest. So just imagine a Hudson's Bay Company towel and like some belts and then a clothes hamper with like a lot of clothing in it. I haven't done my laundry in a while. In a couple days. So like, you know versatile as this thing is great because I can put things on it other than plants and they stay. The other thing is the other shelf wasn't perfect because first of all, it was flimsy as all hell. That thing would go tipping over in a heartbeat. If I didn't watch it and if I bumped into it, terrible. But this thing, it's also great because like the spaces between each little thing on the shelf are perfect spaces. They don't let anything fall through, so I can put a pod like this on it. I have to position it properly, but it goes on, which is more than can be said for the other one. Just down here on the ground, I have a place where I keep extra plant pots. This succulent cactus right here. This thing, I think it's more of a succulent than a cactus because it's not actually spiky. But I'm keeping this right now for my mom, and then the rest of these are mine. I'll probably end up doing another plant video. This thing needs to be turned a little more. I'm trying to train it so it grows a bit more that way, so it doesn't lean itself over. But there's the Alocasia Jacqueline. Here is in the yellow pot, my most successful African violet. There's the false Aurelia up there. My little Kate Spade B, my little Kate Spade B that I can't bring to actually use in real life, so it just sits on this shelf. And then, of course, my best friend is the one that I met through lifeguarding is getting married. Guess I got distracted again. Okay. I promise I won't get distracted anymore. I'll get this filming done today. But on this shelf I have this little compact. I'm not going to it is very reflective. There we go. It just has my name on it. And my best friend is getting married. I think I already said that, but this compact, she wrote, of course, my name, and then she gave it to me as kind of like my wedding invitation. It's a really like good little mirror. You can kind of see all reflecting light onto myself, but it is a very good little compact. It's just so cute. And like how she wrote my name in it. Just very, very creative, that one. Speaking of her, that painting up there, that is by her as well. She is a fantastic artist. She's given me a lot of different little artworks and stuff like that. I don't know, am I too low for the camera? I know my editing software chops off like the top, probably about this much. You won't be able to see. But she's an incredible artist. She's the one who gives me all my candles. The candle that I have over on the doll dresser is from her. There's just a bunch of stuff. There's just a bunch of stuff around here from her that I quite cherish. She's a lot like a sister to me. I'm an only child, so that kind of checks out. But yeah, that painting. She's made me a mug. She's made me a little soap dish in my bathroom that's like in the shape of monstera leaf. She's fantastic. I can't sing this woman's praise more than I already have, but I'm very happy to be kind of showing her off. But yeah, this is I have the plant tag for it. I just can't quite remember, but it's like it's almost like an elephant foot tree, or I think it's called something like that, but it's got like it's wood, but it's got like a bulb, like a ball at the bottom, and then like shooting up from it is a spiny spiny trunk with leaves coming up. The yellow cassia Jacqueline, of course, I told you about. This is just a random succulent that I got. It was just from assorted succulent. And then just back here in this yellow pot is my Atromyscus. This one is my mom's, of course. The African violet, and then the false Aurelia. Now, I am just going to move us slightly over that way so that you get a better view of the dresser, which I have finally gotten back in semi-organized order, and then we'll finish up. Okay, I'm going to block off the tall dresser so that you get a better look at the big, wide dresser. This, of course, is the plant station as well as the giant Sylveon station, but this is kind of my pride and joy. I'm very happy with how this has turned out. But you can see, so up there, here, I'll point at it better. There, this bamboo right here that I'm circling, this bamboo right here that I'm circling has been with me for probably, oh gosh, because lockdown was March of 2020, so it's been 4 years. Isn't that a trip? Like, lockdown was 4 years ago. Well, at least the beginning of it. I know that lasted, like, almost 2 years in and of itself, but, like, it's crazy. But, honestly, those bamboo might have been with me from 2019, or maybe either very late either very late 2018 or 2019. Quite early on, it has been years, because there's 4 shoots in this vase. You can't see it very well, but in this vase there's 4 bamboo shoots, stakes, and it used to be that all four of them were about that tall. It used to be that all 4 of them were about that tall, but there's a story. There's always a story. But I bought 8 of them because they were, I think, 99 cents each or something like that, at IKEA, and so I bought 8 of them, as well as 2 of these vases. Sorry, the bamboo. I bought 8 of them at IKEA. I got distracted again. Surprise, surprise. But I bought 8 of them, and a couple of those, like, vases from IKEA, and I had 4 in this vase, which they've been in for years and years now, and then I had 4 in the other vase, and then I was using the other one just for, like, water and stuff like that, but they grew so I didn't know that these things, when happy, just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. They reached my ceiling. There were a couple of them that were like spiral bamboo, and then they went straight down. Those ones were like tipping up against my ceiling, and it was like they were out of control, but in a cool way. But they were getting to be too much, and I was like, okay, this can't be how these are forever, because they were still growing, and at some point they were starting to droop, and it was just, I had to do something. So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking, in the one that I don't have in the vase that isn't here anymore, because it used to be this one on this side and then the other one on the other corner where giant sylveon is. And those ones, it's probably been 2 years since I've had those. But one of them was starting to die from the tip of the bamboo shoot, like down the spiral. So that one was easy to get rid of. I chopped it. But when I tried to take it out, the roots were so impossibly tangled that I was like, well, either I leave this dying bamboo shoot that doesn't have anything going on with it in the vase, or I just rip everything out and try to separate the roots. I separated the roots. They smelled disgusting. The root systems do not smell good. Like these plants are great at purifying water for sure, but it smells very planty. I'm sure some people like the smell, but it just smelled like the worst part of cleaning a fish tank. And so I separated the roots, and then I put the other 3 stalks back in, and I tossed out the dead one. And then another one was starting to go. And then from the tip tops of the leaves, some of them were starting to go yellow, so I just chopped the leaves down, and I rooted them in some water, and they lived for about 2 months, so not the worst outcome. But in that one, they eventually just died off. I don't think they enjoyed the shock of having the roots separated as they were. But for this one, the only weird thing that's been happening is that, like, the leaves have been dying back. So I chop some, and then more die, and then I chop them shorter, and then more die, and then I chop them shorter, and now they've kind of, like, evened out. Although I think they are on their way out, and it does make me wonder if they've reached sort of the end of a life cycle, or if they just know that I'm getting sick of them. But for 2 of the bamboo shoots in that thing, they started dying, so I just chopped them down, and they sprouted from in the water upward. So now there's bamboo taking over from inside the vase, which is very interesting. So it's bought itself much more time. If all of them stay alive, then there we go. Then, of course, the Alocasia frydeck, that features pretty much in every one of my videos. Off my shoulder, I have a couple things. I have a couple little sort of trinkety things from trips to like Banff and Jasper and stuff like that. And then I have 2 of my projects right now. This one, other than the African violet propagation, are these two, and those 2 propagations are my metanilla propagations. Now, metanillas are rare tropical plants that come in many different sort of varieties. This one is called Metanilla Magic, and it's a larger plant that these cuttings are from. Is getting a bit leggy, and I have 0 idea what to do with it. So I took some cuttings, and I thought, well, you know what? If the parent plant goes south, well, at least I have a salvage operation going on. So that is kind of why I have so many of these little Amazon pots going around as my ongoing project. I have a couple crystals. I don't necessarily believe in the whole crystal thing, but whatever floats your boat, go for it. I just think they look pretty. Here is, I believe that this is, oh come on, this is my selenite. almost transparent, and then this jasper agate heart. This jasper agate heart. Let's see if I can get it close enough to the camera so it can focus. There we go. This jasper agate heart that is just very, very pretty. And like it has this kind of going on in it. Through the light it looks very interesting too. I also like this sort of scar of color. There's just a very interesting kind of rock. I mostly like that sort of geode looking thing in the middle. Then, of course, this is a miniature Buddha that my aunt gave to me, which I just thought was so incredibly cute, actually. It is quite light. It's very cute. I love it. My aunt has like millions of Buddhas around her house. She is Buddhist. So every now and again, she'll give me like a bamboo stalk or a Chinese money tree or something like that she has around her family shrine. Because now that her mom and her dad, I forget what, I never knew her mom. Her mom passed away before I was old enough to really know her, but her dad, who we call Om, he passed away recently enough in 2018. No, 2019. When he passed away, she expanded her shrine, so she was kind of switching out a couple of the Buddhas, and I got that one in the sort of shuffle. And it's kind of interesting that I have a little part of like her own like family shrine kind of thing, which makes me feel very special and very valued. Honestly, she's a great aunt. She's from Vietnam. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but she came over from, well, she and her family fled Vietnam when she was 3, and then she had a couple years in the walled city Kowloon in Hong Kong, and then her and her family took a boat to Vancouver, and then her and her family took the trip from Vancouver to Red Deer, which is in Alberta, where I live, and it's just very, like, her entire story is incredibly interesting. It's very, very interesting. But then, sort of lined up there, these three, they're the nail polishes that I have. This is my goldfish plant. That's the giant Sylveon. And then I've got a bunch of moisturizers here, I'm going to show you the tall dresser, which is much more familiar territory, and then we'll wrap things up. Okay, so, like I said, much more familiar territory. I've switched up the positioning of things slightly. The Alocasia Kite Shield is back where it belongs. I think I'm going to keep it here. This is the coffee plant. Which is getting leggier and leggier as things go on. And then here's the Alocasia Nebula Elaine. And then, of course, up top, the Pothos. I know they're called Pothos, but I just say Pothos. Same thing. Alocasia. I know it's Alocasia. I just like saying Alocasia better. Same thing with Pothos versus Pothos. There's the vine sitting in its new vase, and then of course the dragon. I forget what it's from. I just saw it in like it's not Ilahui, but I saw it in Treehouse Toys. Or no, crap. Oh gosh, it's been a long time. But I saw it and I was like, I need this damn thing. spider mites that were on it. So it is currently resting in my kitchen sink. But picture that beautiful Hawaiian palm right here. Like I said, my walls are very bare, which I need to fix. I understand that I do, but the walls in my the other room where my desk is are not bare, so it's just I have trouble with permanency in my own room. But I think that's the ADHD talking. So here is, of course, my water, and then I always keep a coaster, of course, my 2 pairs of glasses. This is the light that is usually on. This is also an IKEA light. That's the light that is usually on, And then, of course, this is my alarm clock. This was what wakes me up. You kind of get a glimpse at when I am filming this. And of course, I know I said it was the weekend. It is Monday, but like, I had the day off today, so it felt like it. And then I have, this was gifted to me, of course, by, the friend that I met through lifeguarding who's getting married. This is a Laneige lip mask that she gave me. She got it as a free gift, and she didn't like the feeling on her lips, so gave it to me. I won't say no for Laneige. Never. Korean skincare is like the holy grail. But other than that, this is usually what I use on my lips. The GlossierBalm.com. This is a little sample size that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm trying to get rid of green pens. So I'm trying to write, get them all written out. Then in my night table, nothing interesting. But then this is, of course, a WoW card. Or I guess I should say a Green Apron card from when I worked at Starbucks. And this is from a very good friend of mine from Starbucks, who I bought chicken nuggets for once, and she wrote me a WoW card. And then underneath my night table, because there's only one drawer, and then there's just like a little space, that's where I keep some old lamps and a bunch of my chargers and stuff like that. And then, of course, the only thing that you really haven't seen is my bed, but you kind of see that all the time when I'm doing bedtime lo-fi ASMR. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient on the room tour. I hate this angle. Plus my laptop is slipping forward. But thank you for being patient on the room tour. Thank you for just being you. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers and now 1,250 subscribers. It is sort of wild to me that this could be anything, that this sort of experiment went the way that it did. When I started, I wasn't ever like, when I restarted, I guess, I wasn't ever like, oh my god, I'm gonna be like, great. But then, like, all of a sudden, I get shouted out by, and multiple comments on my videos by Mads ASMR, and then shouted out twice. It's just things, life is interesting. Life is interesting and fun,